Jai Hind everyone. This is in today's video. I'm going to read about this book. Look at this book. What is the book's name here? Dark Psychology Secrets and Manipulation Techniques. Look at the writer, Darren Brown. He's a very recognized person. So you should listen here, okay? So let's start the video without wasting our time. Firstly, let's types of contents watch here. Dark psychology secrets introduction. So we are going to read everything. We will start from, I think, dark psychology secrets and introduction. Then we will go into the uh, chapter one, that is the dark psychology traits. Everything we are going to read in this book. Okay, so nothing you have to do, just you have to listen, and if you are ready to watch, then that's good. Otherwise, leave it just in the form of listen. So let's start the introduction. Okay, psychology is the best of psychology is the study of the mental process of humans. Okay, psychology is the study of mental process of humans. It seeks to investigate the thought process of human by looking critically at the reason why people do they do and the way they do it. When it comes to dark psychology, the focus is on human condition in relation to the nature of physics of humans, which peoples them to prey on other people with the aim of influencing them. This is driven by criminal or deviant tendencies which lack purpose, as well as other general assumptions of the social science and instinctual drives. All the members of humanity have the tendency to victimize other peoples, as well as every living creature on earth. For some people, these tendencies are restrained and every minimal, while others easily fall into the instinct and act upon these impulses. Typically, what dark psychology strives to achieve is that understanding of the thoughts, feelings, and perceptions that lead to the predatory behavior of the human being. However, it assumes the production of his feelings and quest to influence others has a purpose and rational, goal oriented motivation about 99% of this time. The remaining 1% under dark psychology, characterized by the virtual victimization of other people with an intent devoid of purpose of a logical definition, with either evolutionary science or religious dogma. According to dark psychology, every human has a bank of malevolent intentions geared towards other people, and these intentions range from the fleeting thoughts to minimally obtrusiveness to pure psychopathic deviant characters that are devoid of any form of cohesive rationality. This is described with an term known the dark continuum. Also, there is another term known as dark factor, which refers to mitigating factors that the act accelerates or attractive factors of every form of approaching dark singularity, which indicates the point where the person's heinous actions fall into the radar of the dark continuum. Michael Nucitelli, 2006, states the dark psychology isn't only the dark side of the moon, but the dark side of the combination of all the moons. It is a combination of everything that makes an individual who they are in relation to their dark sides. It is a trait. It is a trait that present in every religion, culture, faith, as well as every race of humanity. From the point of orbit to the point of death, there is inherent, not so pleasant side within everyone, which some have described as evil, while others can it deviant, criminal, and or pathological. With dark psychology, there is an introduction of a third philosophical construct which looks at these behaviors from a different angle, side from a religious dogmas and contemporary theories of social science. To be successful, every individual must take an interest in their fellow humanity. It is a form of lack of interest in others that every failure in life springs, and this cause great injury to others. All human failures, all human failures rise from this type of individuals. According to the tenets of dark psychology, some of those who commit these acts do not or do so for the love of money, power, sex, retribution, or any other non motivation. This is, they just merely commit these horrid acts without any goal at all. They easily simplify their ends and do not justify their means. Some of other people just violate or cause injury to other people for the sake of the doing a show, and the potential for this lies within the core of everyone. A drive to harm other people without any reason, explanation, or purpose. According to dark psychology, this is a complex potential that is hard to define. It states that the potential to become a predator, which is present in everyone, has access to people's thoughts, feelings, and even their perceptions. The good the good thing is that uh, it is only few people act on this potential at the point or other. Every human will have had thoughts or feeling of acting towards another person's in a brutal manner, and many times would have had thoughts or the feelings of hurting someone else without mercy. To be honest with yourself uh, is to accept the fact that is a certain point in time there has been a feeling of wanting to commit some heinous acts as a result of the fact that humans can consider themselves to be a benevolent species. It is surprising the most times humans want to believe and convince themselves that these thoughts and feelings are non-existence. But the truth is that these thoughts are always present in everyone. In dark psychology, it is believable that this predatorial side of human nature of a certain purpose, several fields of religion, psychology, and other dogmas have attempted to give a solid definition to dark psychology. Although it is true the most areas of human behavior related to evil action have a purpose and a goal. When it comes to the dark psychology, the aspect that is concerned with goal oriented and purpose motivation seems to become very indistinct. There exists a continuum for dark psychology victimization which ranges from thoughts and spans all the way to pure psychopathic deviance. However, this contributes to helping in conceptualizing the philosophy of dark psychology. The aspect of the human physique with dark psychology addresses is that which makes room for these predatory behaviors. In many cases, These behavioral tendencies are characterized by the lack of the obvious rational motivation which is universal and lacks predictability. In dark psychology, it is assumed that the universal human condition is quite different or it can be said to be an extension of human evolution. However, to give a critical look at this concept, it is important to study the tenets of evolution. This means one will first consider that the evolution of man started from the life of other animals, and now man has become paragon of all other animals life. This is thanks to all frontal lobes of the brain, which make room for the human to be apex creature. Therefore, it is valid to assume the fact that the man as his apex creature does not make any completely isolated from both his animals instincts and predatory natures. If there is any truth in this evolutionary theory, and if you belong to the league of those who believe in theory, you will agree with the fact what everybody behavior has something to do with three instincts: aggregation, sex, and self-assistance. These are the primary instincts that drives humans. In evolutionary theory, in evolutionary theory, there is a tenet of survival of the fittest, which is replicated in other species. In other to survive and reproduce, there is a similarity between humans and all other life forms. To be able to mark one's territory, there must be a show of aggregation. This also goes to a long way in protecting these marked territories as well as gaining the right to procreate. Although this may seem to be a rational process of thoughts and action, it is not the part of a human condition in the purest sense of it. Therefore, it is important to note that dark psychology is not applicable when it comes to other animals on the planet, as it is only humans that are born to exhibiting the tenets of dark psychology. However, a critical look at the human condition will dissolve the theories of the natural selection, evolution, and animal instinct, as humans are only species that are able to prey on themselves without any apparent reason to procreation in order to survive and sustain humanity. Humans prey on one another for reasons that are not clear and cannot be sustained. It is the part of the human mental state, or what is known as the universal human condition. The dark psychology aims to addressing the part that makes humans impel this predatory attitude. In dark psychology, it is believed that there is an intrinsic part of a human nature that makes people do what they do in terms of preying on others, and this part of a human nature goes against the tenets of evolution. Humans are also the only other creatures on the planet that will kill one another for reasons other than the ones for food, survival, territory, or procreation. For eggs, philosophers and other celestial writers have made several attempts at looking at the phenomenon in order to explain what what has only been dissolved is the fact that is only human beings that harm themselves without any form of rational motivation. It is assumed in dark psychology that is there is a part of the human that gives life to these dark and vicious characters, and the part within all human beings is universal. At this point, in the past or in the future, there isn't been any human creature did not process this dark side. Tomorrow, I'm going to read this chapter 1, that is Dark Psychology Traits.